you mind telling me what you're still doing here? It's just plain and simple curiosity, that's all. Why'd your father disembark the airliner prior to its departure? Were I forced to wait around for an answer, the question would stick in my mind, so I'd never be able to sleep at night. And you're telling me this because... Oh, how heartless and cruel can you be to a companion who has traveled alongside you? And just who is it that you have to thank for being able to infiltrate the Sky Bandits' hideout, I wonder? Alright already. You could be a rather obnoxious fellow, I hope you know. I guess we don't have much of a choice. However, depending on the content, we may ask you to leave, okay? Of course, I understand. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Dear Estelle and Joshua, I'm sure you're probably about finished with the jobs I left for you, right? I'm also sure there are many things you'll have trouble with in the beginning, but take each one step at a time. I know you both can succeed. Anyway, it turns out that I have had a little trouble with my own work, and unfortunately it looks like I won't be able to make it home for quite some time. Please don't accept my return until after the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm really sorry that things turned out like they did, but you should be grown up enough not to be lonely while I'm away. So until I get back, I'll leave it up to the both of you to decide how you want to live. You're free to continue working and relent, or you're free to pursue qualifying as senior bracers. You're 16 years of vintage time in your life, so make sure not to waste it. Please give my regards to Sherazard and Aina. Osseous Prey. That seems like the type of letter your father would write. It touches lightly on things, but it's full of consideration toward the both of you. Yeah, looks that way. The Queen's birthday celebration, is it? From what I've heard, that's still a ways off. Yep, it's about 2 or 3 months away. Which means this would be the perfect time to take a small trip. I wonder where your father is and what he's up to. Forget about that, let's focus on what's in the package. With an unknown sender, there's bound to be something interesting inside. To be honest, I'm pretty curious myself. But we shouldn't be opening things addressed to my dad. Why don't you think of it this way? It was a package delivered by an unknown sender about the time your father disappeared. The two might be related, you know? Also, like, you gotta admit, you guys are curious. That's true. Olivier, don't coax Estelle into doing something to satisfy your own curiosity. Estelle will do it. She, like, you know... She's got no willpower. Actually, though, Olivier does have a good point. Instead of leaving it until our dad comes home, it might be worth looking into. Okay, let's check it out. Wow, Olivier actually got away with that. Inside was a shiny black hemispherical device. Also enclosed was a single memo with the item. What's this supposed to be? It's an orbment, although I'm not sure what it's used for. Let's see what the memo says. I was able to secure the item to the item the aforesaid group was carrying, so please take care of it. Please ask Professor R to do an analysis when you find an opportunity, okay? That's it? Yep, it looks like the sender didn't write anything else. Shara, do you have any idea who K or Professor R might be? I hate to say this, but I don't have a clue for either. Your father's pretty well known, so there's a possibility these people could be foreigners too. If this is the only thing we've got to go on, then honestly, I'm not ready to throw in the towel. What the heck is this black orbment anyway? From the shape alone, it doesn't look like anything intended for general use, although it feels a little similar to a battle orbment. Even so, it's still quite different. A normal battle orbment has slots in which to install quartz, but this one has none. Maybe this one is an artifact. An artifact? Precisely, an artifact is an orbment created by an ancient civilization. Artifacts are the models for all orbments produced today. They're still occasionally discovered in ruins, and for the most part, the Septian Church has custody over them. They're a type of antique, so to speak. But this one doesn't appear to be that old. Looks to me like it was made recently. You're right about that, however, this one also seems like a black market item. Geez, now look at what's happened because of my good-for-nothing dad. Doesn't he know that we're all worried about him? Estelle. Now he's getting some sketchy item from an unknown sender. What in the world has my dad gotten himself into? Estelle. You know, Estelle, I've been thinking. How about we continue our journey? Huh? Joshua? That's what Dad wrote in the letter, right? Plus, we wouldn't have a JRPG if we just ended our journey here. He said, or you're free to pursue qualifying as senior bracers. Yeah, he did say that, but... We've already managed to get recommendations from Relent and Bose, right? All that's left are Bruan, Zeiss, and Grancel. Only those three. Probably gonna say Zeiss. It sounds better. If we do jobs as we travel around to these other regions, we might just hear something about where Dad is or what he's doing. I think we're just worrying ourselves for nothing considering Dad's skills. And there's also the possibility that he may have even traveled abroad. But I think getting off on our own duffs is a lot better than just sitting around and waiting. And we just might be able to find this Professor R, too. Joshua? What? You're a genius! Estelle, what are you talking about? This is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or maybe even 10. Sometimes I hate you for being so smart. Whoa. So, I should call that a yes? Oh, is it ever? Yes, yes, triple yes. Training to be a senior braces as we travel around La Burle, exposing what that no-good middle-aged man has been doing in the process. I think you're somehow missing the point. You're also, like, stretching this a bit. It looks like she's back to her old self. I guess it's settled then. Hey, Bose International Port. Oh, we're separating? Oh no. No more Sherazard? No more, Olivier either? Well, take care. I'm gonna head back to Roulette now. That said, I'm still a little worried about you two. Are you sure you don't want me to come along? Give it a rest, Shara. We'll be fine. The whole reason we're going on this trip is to become senior bracers. Wouldn't be training anymore if you came with us. If you didn't go back, the Roulette branch would have a hard time managing things. Don't worry about us. We'll figure out a way to get things done. Well, if you insist. It's pretty rare for someone your age to be aiming for senior bracer status, so don't overdo it. And if you run into any trouble, contact the Relent branch you got. Contact Relent branch, got it? I'll come running no matter where you are. Sure, thanks, Shara. And the same goes for you. Don't get yourself too liquored up. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Alright. I'll watch the number of drinks. Never fear, dear children. You can count on me to protect fair Shara. And why are you headed to Relent? Not to mention with Shara. That's because I've tasted all there is to taste of the local dishes and boasts. I thought it was about time I turned my attention towards another region. As for Relent's cuisine, I've heard the produce is just to die for, so that's what I'm looking forward to next. That's pretty much it. He says he wants me to introduce him to a nice restaurant and some lovely vegetables or some such nonsense. Since he's so persistent, I only agreed to him coming along under the condition that he go drinking with me at the bar. We'll never see him alive again. Olivier, I really hope you understand what you've promised her. I could die for the likes of fine women and food. Parts of me longs to be by your side as you continue your journey, Joshua. But after many agonizing hours of consideration, I've decided to accompany fair Sherazard instead. Good luck to Shara. Although Shara, like, she has a whip. She can take care of herself. I think I'll be better off with you a safe distance away from me. Well, have fun, but I'm warning you. Don't you dare make any trouble and relent, you hear me? And here's another piece of advice. When Shara's at the bar, watch out. That's when the glove comes off. I'm seriously not joking when I say you should beware. How dare you speak about your mentor like that, Estelle? And besides, Ina's coming along too. Yeah, and she's even worse than you. The gloves come off, huh? Is that perchance what you and Estelle were talking about before? Yeah, Estelle said it best though. It was nice knowing you. Yes, it was a pleasure. Huh? The Relent-bound airliner will be departing shortly. All passengers board the airship. Well, Ollie boy. Ollie boy. Looks like it'll be time for us to leave. Come on now, we better hurry and get on. Shara, wait, can't we talk this over? I'd really appreciate it if I had just a little more time to think things through. Surely you're not getting cold feet already. If you consider yourself a man, then quit acting like a ninny. Oh my word. See you later, Shara. Give her regards to everyone in Relent. Have a wonderful trip, you two. Alright, well, we're back to just Estelle and Joshua. Hopefully it doesn't last very long. And so much reading, my throat hurts. Hey, chapter 1 end. That's another chapter down. Yeah, I'll save the game. So now we're about to be in chapter 2 of the game. I did, I asked, I already know, like, I have an average length of this game in my head of how long it's gonna take, and the only reason I have that is because of me playing the second one immediately when I finish this one. So, I do, like, have a vague idea of how long the game is. I don't know how many chapters are in. I'd rather not know until I'm, like, really, really close. But I do have, like, an estimation of how long the game is playtime-wise, but, you know, that can only be so much information to go on. And that's about the gist of the Sky Bandit incident that occurred in northern Liberal. Anne's voice. And to think that the bankrupt Capua family drifted all the way down here. You might be contacted by Liberal regarding the incident, so deal with it as you see fit. Apparently Zeiss was talked about in Cold Steel 2. I don't remember it being talked about in Cold Steel 2. I don't recall. Maybe it was, though. I haven't played that game in like over a year. Yeah, it turns out I wasn't able to meet him in the end. It seems like something else must have come up. Also, the connection with the Sky Bandit incident is still unknown, but it's clear that another power is at work here. Ooh, nice music. No, it's not like that at all. I've also become acquainted with an interesting bunch. Food's great, there are babes everywhere. This is unquestionably my kind of country. Oh, you must be talking to someone in like Erebbonia or something. Maybe I'll just take up the permanent residence here while I'm at it. Alright, there's no need to throw a fit. Anyway, see what else you can find out. Just don't get caught looking into things by the Chancellor. Oh, I think I know what the Chancellor they're referring to is. I mean, it's probably like the only Chancellor in Trails. Especially with these games being connected, it would make sense. I'll contact you again, my dear friends. I love messing with that guy. He's just so stuffy and uptight that I can't help myself. A portable phone, huh? Well, aren't you carrying around quite the nifty gadget? Oh no! A portable phone's like in the other thing. Shara? Return of the cell phones. And the fact that you're carrying around an orbment that even the Zeiss Central Factory couldn't create, well, how about you tell me who you really are? Come on, Shara, don't treat me like I'm some kind of stranger. I'm Olivier Lenheim, the wandering bard and gifted musician you've come to adore. But if you'd like to get to know me better, I'm sure we can arrange something, a little pillow talk perhaps. How about we skip the foreplay and go straight to the climax? Your cheap antics don't fool me, Olivier. Or should I call you Mr. Erebonian Operative? Looks like the title Silver Streak isn't just for show. So I guess you were pretending you didn't know this in front of Estelle and Joshua, huh? I don't want to worry those two any more than they already are. Joke's on you, Sherazard. I played Cold Steel 1 and 2. So back to the subject at hand. Why don't you start talking? Although it's not normal for people to play those two first because this game came out first, like by a landslide. Who are you and what are you doing in Liberal? Before that, I'm going to have to correct you on 2 points. First off, these cheap antics, as you call them, are totally natural. I'm not play acting or anything, that's just who I am. Oh, I'm sure. So do you mean to tell me that you drank that wine without paying just because you felt like it? After that, being taken to the hacking gate so you can gather information was all part of the plan. And you even set yourself up to run into us. I don't think so. I'll leave that part up to your imagination. The other thing I must correct you on is that this device is not an orbment. It's an artifact which was unearthed in the Empire. It can piggyback off any orbital communication system, and its transmissions can be encrypted. There's no worry about them being intercepted. Basically a cell phone. It comes in handy for a busy man such as myself. An artifact, like one of the sacred relics, like the Septium Church's stewardship over. Now I'm all the more curious to know what you're after. Oh, no, Shara. You should never try to pry into the secrets of a mysterious beauty all at once. How would you like to get to know a real woman? I'd be more than willing to show you with my whip. Shara, I don't see any humor in those eyes. Well, jokes aside, you really should have just been straightforward from the beginning. As you already figured out, my position is like that of an operative in the Empire, but I have no intention of sabotaging anything or stealing classified info. I merely came here to meet a certain someone. A certain someone? Yeah, someone you know all too well. The one lauded as the supreme swordsman and master strategist by the royal army. Cassius? Bracer with the special title belonging to but 4 people throughout the whole of the entire continent. Probably Cassius? Divine Blade, Cassius Bright is the one I seek. Yeah, I figured. Cassius Bright's a big deal in this game, as he should be. Chapter 2, Magical of the White Magnolia. If the chapters are around the same length as 1, the prologue was like 6 hours? And chapter 1 was around the same length? If all the chapters are the same length, I'll have a guess of how many chapters there are, based on the information that was provided. Let's see. If we're going to travel to around the entire kingdom, our next destination is the region of Rouen. I wonder which route we should take to get there. About that, so you're really not planning on using an airliner. I think it's going to be quite the detour if we head there on foot. You remember what Shara said, right? We need to walk and actually see the places we protect first. Or was it Dad who said that? Well, I guess since we have some time on our hands, it wouldn't be a bad thing to head there on foot. If we could save money, it would cost us to use an airliner. Great idea. We can use the money we saved to go shopping at the Bose Market. After all, we didn't have the time to spend shopping around leisurely during the whole Sky Bandit mess. And then we can leave after that. So what do you think? I don't care either way, but try not to waste too much money. Just so you know, in order to enter the Rouen region, we'll need to go through the Chrome Pass to the west. Once we're done shopping, let's leave through the West Gate. Okay, West Gate, right? I have so much shopping to do, Orbment stuff to do, and also I need to rest my throat from reading so much. I'm reading in like both the games I'm playing, but this game is very dialogue heavy, so it feels especially like in this game it feels especially draining. I want to go to the Orbment shop, and I also want to just buy bombs. I think there was like an old man here that sells bombs that I missed for the longest time for some reason. He was right here. Give me some of these. That was a Mira, and I'll take some your bombs. Where are the EP items? You don't buy EP items here? Maybe someone else sells EP charges? There's gotta be a way to buy EP charges. I have like 3, I think. It wouldn't hurt to stock up. What a letdown, I tell you. The girl running in the confectionery shop has a fiance. I'm disappointed to say the least, but as her fan, I'll still come by with her stuff. Yeah, okay. Shop. Nah, those are the news things. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna spend my money on them because, like, I'm just very... I need to value my money on other stuff. Laundry pole. Laundry pole? Oh, EP charges. I saw them. Why are EP charges mixed in with the hardware store? That's really weird. 7 should be fine. And now take me to the Orbment shop. I'm gonna hold off on weapons because, like, we're going to Rouen and they're probably gonna have new weapons there anyway. What kind of quartz can I get? We can get more fire. Because we have a lot of fire separate now, but let me look at slots first. All quartz here. Let's open the Stealth slot. Maybe another slot for Joshua. Probably one that opens any slot. I'll probably just get another attack up. I really hope. Okay, they did take off the quartz that Olivier had. Good. I was worried they wouldn't. Need more slots open. I mean, Estelle's going to be casting arts the most, so I want her to have the most slots open, theoretically.